Have you been dreaming of life abroad, starting all over again, new opportunities, better salaries, or a better quality of life abroad? In this video, we're going to be looking at one of the most underrated, overlooked opportunities for relocating abroad. And I know I'm going to be unpacking that one because this involves trades. And I've been sharing on this platform, on this channel, if you've been following our journey as subscribers, and if you're new, please do subscribe. I've shared that I've got a background in trades. That's where my background is, but I relocated on a care worker visa. Some of you will be asking, why have you decided to talk about trades now? Partly it's because I've been asked, everybody's just been sending me messages on every other platform that I am on to say, now that the UK is shutting its doors on caregivers, does that mean our relocation dreams are shattered? Now that Canada is actually postponed or has actually stopped its recruitment of overseas caregivers up until 2027, does that mean we won't relocate? We are the relocation tribe and we believe in life in the diaspora. And on this platform, we are always on the lookout for opportunities, pathways, and every other way possible, every other opportunity that is out there for us to relocate. And today we're going to talk about trades as an opportunity, as an option, or as a plan, an easier alternative to really relocating on a care worker visa. And I'll share with you why I chose to talk about trades as an alternative. Partly it's because it's a quicker way of doing it. Suppose you don't have an actual qualification or an actual background in trades. This is something that you can do in the quickest possible time. And I'll share with you alternatives, and I'll share with you some of the examples of trades that you can actually do and see yourself relocating abroad. So let's get right into it. So as a trades person by background, I've been there, I've done that. So this is a profession that can cover both women and men. As I can attest, I was a trades person for nearly 10 years, if not even more, in the trades industry, and I loved it, and it gave me an opportunity to explore the other side of life. And I do have colleagues and friends who have actually relocated abroad to countries such as New Zealand, Australia, Canada, the US, and the UK itself, and some of them are in Germany as trades people. So I know what I'm talking about when I say this is a brilliant opportunity. So some of you might not really be well versed with some of these trades, and if you're young, if you're in your 20s, if you're in your 30s, it's actually a brilliant way for you to start looking at trades. Why do I believe so much in restarting all over again? Is because I did it. Remember, I'm sharing with you that I was in the trades field, but then when I was looking into relocating, I chose to pursue care. Partly because it was one of the quickest opportunities that I could relocate, because we specifically decided we were going to relocate to the UK. So one of the easiest ways, partly because of other reasons, which I might share with you in other videos, why we chose the UK and why I had to switch from the trade that I was doing, which is refrigeration and air conditioning, to become a caregiver. And I've fallen in love with caregiving. I absolutely love it. I absolutely enjoy it. So there's nothing wrong with you really switching from you being an accountant, from you being profession that you have, to say, wow, I want to pursue a trade because I want to relocate. It's another alternative, and I'll share with you why I believe it's one of those timeless where people are always going to be needed. So it doesn't matter that you're 28 and you go on to do a trade which can last you maybe like years in training, and then by the time you're 30, you relocate. I relocated when I was 32 and 2 kids later, so you can actually do it. So what are some of these trades? These trades can cover from electrical field, mechanical field, civil fields, and even culinary arts and hairdressing. Those are covered as trades, skilled trades. So these trades, simple layman language, covers people that are electricians, mechanics, refrigeration and air conditioning, which is what I do, or HVAC as they want to call it. You could be a bricklayer, you could be a carpenter, you could be a tiler, you could be a mechanic, you could be a diesel plant fitter, you could be mechanical electronics, you name it. You could be an auto electrician. That's many trades that are covered under skilled trades. Or you could even be a chef, or you could even be a hairdresser. All these things are actually pathways in which you can relocate abroad. Countries like Canada, the UK, the US, Germany, you name it, they want skilled worker people. And obviously someone is watching this video and they go like, but Flo, how long would that take me? So depending on the country where you are in, these can take between 6 months to 2 years or 4 years, again depending on the country that you are in, the institution that you're studying with, and also the trade that you're doing. So for some trades, you could actually join an institution and do a fast track program where you can do like 6 months, 12 months, or even a year. I do remember when I was still back in Zimbabwe, South Africa was one of those countries that offered actually trades. You could become a boiler maker. Within a year, you're good to go. Refrigeration mechanic within a year, and you're good to go. Also, other options if you're a young person is to look into getting into apprenticeships, which is how I trained. I got an apprenticeship and that lasted like for 4 years. Part and parcel of why it lasted that long is because it's on the job training. So 3 years you're on the job and then a year that you go to college to study. But then the way other people who self-funded this whole thing, it would take you 3 years for you to get your diploma in whatever trade that you want to. So again, depending on how far you want to pursue it, some pursue it as far as the certificate level, some the diploma level, some what they call the higher national diploma, which is like your HND, with how much time you have on your hands. But with a mere certificate, you are good to go. 4 years apprenticeship, and they came out with a national certificate, which carried so much weight, which is so acceptable by so many professional bodies to do with the industry that I studied for, and is acceptable in so many countries if I still want to pursue it. But I'm not going to go back to engineering because I found new love in care. I fall in love with care. I have so much purpose, so much fulfillment in what I'm doing now, and I'll share with you why I say I'm not going to go back to engineering, because it's one of the questions that I kept getting asked to say, so have you actually literally chosen over a trade? Do you not get more opportunities as a tradeswoman than you do have as a caregiver? But it's a personal choice, it's a personal preference. That's why I'm in that. It's not because it doesn't present any opportunities. I get bombarded with questions and invites from colleagues and friends that I worked with, that I trained with, to say, why don't you come over? There's so much work, there's so much money out there as a refrigeration mechanic. But I'm past that. I'm pursuing something really new. So obviously one of the questions that I is in your head is to say, but why would you think this is timeless? Why would you think this opportunity will still be there come a few years later or something like that? Partly is because for these countries the UK, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, they are faced with aging population. No wonder why even the coming up of this care visa, that nobody really saw it coming, that people could actually relocate as caregivers, as support workers. But it's because of the crisis they have at hand, aging population. So what that means is all the jobs that used to be done by those older people need to be done. But do they have a young population that want to do all that? Apparently the answer is no. The second reason why all these jobs are now available, why they're looking into recruiting people from overseas in these industries, in these trades, is the fact that young people are actually turning towards preferring to go to uni than to pursue trades. And that's a fact. Wherever you go, people are pursuing uni. It's the thing. It's what's on with times. It's what's trending at the minute. But then life doesn't stop. Industries needs to keep going. So no wonder why they are looking at overseas labor pool. That's why they're looking into recruiting skilled workers overseas. Also, part and parcel of why obviously they are looking into recruiting fast and quick, why they cannot wait for probably their younger generation to train and stuff, it's because they are so focused on infrastructural development, housing. I was watching the other day something to do with, the UK and all their manifesto and all the things that they're promising people. Part and parcel of their promise during was to, deliver homes to their, but that means they need builders, they need plasterers, they need roofers, they need, you name it. So the construction industry is calling, the whatever industry that you can think of, it's calling. I was surprised to, welders are high demand everywhere you go. So those are some of the trades that one can actually do. And the quicker, again, depending on the country that you are in and the institutions that they have and the type of curriculum in which they train. One of the things that I want to share with you again is the fact that when you choose whatever institution that you want to train with or that you want to take on a trade with, make sure it's a reputable institution, make sure it's a recognized institution, because the other problem that we have at hand is, I noticed it with the K visa even, every Tom, Harry and Dick just says I train with us, but are they recognized, are they reputable? So those are some of the things that one should be on the lookout for as we pursue these opportunities. So obviously some of you would ask to say, but what are some of the pathways? Suppose I do already have a qualification as a tradesperson. What are some of the pathways? I'll just give you a quick rundown of some of the countries and what pathways they do have. I'll start off with Canada. It has got the express entry or the provisional nomination program. Those two programs can actually lead to PR if you're a tradesperson. You've got your qualification, you've had your evaluation, and you've got a job offer. Or even without a job offer, you can actually get into the express entry pool. I am preparing to do pathways for Canada, so that's when we're going to be unpacking different routes and what you require to do and what are some of the qualifications that you need for those routes. So, but as a tradesperson, you can actually relocate to Canada through express entry or provincial nomination. If you're looking into relocating to Australia, I've done a few videos on Australia, the DAMA worker visa, other Australian worker visas available. So as a tradesperson, for Australia, they have a shortage occupational list. And for tradespeople, most of these pathways, most of these opportunities do lead to PR or permanent residence in Australia. So it's another country that is big on trades for as long as you've got your qualification. And for Australia, they're big on experience as well. They require you to have at least 2 years of post-qualification experience. So if you know a young person, or if you're a young person wanting to look at Australia, then you have to be wary of the experience requirements they do require for Australia. If you're looking into Germany, Germany is another country with opportunities for tradespeople. And the catch for Germany is they actually offer language training, language for skilled trades. Actually, that's how serious they are. I do have family and friends who have actually gone to study in colleges in Germany. So what you can do with Germany, obviously I'm from Zimbabwe and it's an English-speaking country. So I know most people who watch me are from English-speaking countries, so you might want to do the German language, or you can actually look into opportunities that where they offer the language training when you get there or with the institution that you decide to study with. But Germany is different in the sense that it's actually inviting people to come and study some of these trades through their apprenticeship programs. So it's another one that's worth looking into. Obviously for the UK, to come to the UK, if you're in the construction industry, most of the trades do have sponsorship for the UK. They still use the skilled worker visa. And another thing maybe you would be worried about the UK is that tradespeople do get paid more, and most of them are below their salary threshold that allows for them to sponsor family members. So that's another, you should look into it. And some people were asking me, why is it that most tradespeople don't come to the UK? It's because of the health charge which they pay. They don't have direct access to the NHS like caregivers. Why most people that came to the UK came through the care worker visa or the skilled worker visa for caregivers and nurses and doctors is the fact that they do not pay the health charge. They just get access to the NHS by virtue of the industry that they are in. So it's just to answer one of the questions that I always get asked to say, why is it that it's not common for skilled workers to move to the UK? Actually, I know a few friends and close family who moved to the UK as tradespeople, mostly. Some of the people that I know are electricians, some that I know are boiler makers as well. So people are moving to the UK and some are in the construction industry, if you were wondering. I would just want to give you a quick comparison between if you were thinking, I want to pursue a degree versus pursuing a trade. A degree would take you longer than you would if you were starting a trade or you had decided, I want to pursue a trade. A trade will be like 6 to 2 years, depending on the country that you are in, or 6 to 4 years, 6 months to 4 years. Also, you get to spend less on education, but obviously both of them can take you abroad. Because the goal, if you are here, if you are a relocation tribe, the goal is to relocate abroad, move abroad as a skilled worker. So both can take you abroad. But as a tradesperson, you get to spend less on education. Also, The other thing is you earn faster. I do remember when I was training, I was getting paid to train as an apprentice. So it's another one that is worth it. I couldn't afford to go to uni. I had the qualifications to go to uni, but we couldn't afford. So I ended up going through, still as an apprentice, and I was earning from day one. So that's another one. And obviously, last but not least, of the advantages of you training as a tradesperson is global mobility. Every other country wants a tradesperson. They need tradespeople. So you are marketable. They need you out there. So that's why I will constantly be saying a song to say, you need to consider trades as an option, as an alternative. I did it when the care worker visa came up. I wasn't hesitant to say, I want to pursue that because I saw an opportunity and I went straight away for it. So instead of you waiting about and sulking and be thinking, oh, it's the end or the door is closing, start looking at what is it that I can do quickly before everyone else jumps on that bandwagon. So as I conclude, I'll just say this is the time for you to pick a trade, pick an institution to train with. It could be an electrician, boiler making, welder, whatever, carpenter, tiler, builder, you name it. But you pick a trade, you pick an institution that you want to train with. Get your training, get certified, pick a route to say, I want to pursue Canada, I want to pursue Australia. We are always going to be dishing out information and pathways to pursue as a tradesperson. What is viable for you? What sort of country do you want to move to? And then after that, the other thing that you can do is get your language training in place. Most countries want you to have a language training. It could be English, it could be the German language. Like I said, it's very, very important that you're wary of the fact that you need to fulfill the language training. And you begin to apply for jobs, apply for your visa, and you can see yourself on the plane to your next destination as a tradesperson. What I can tell you is, do not wait about for opportunities, or do not sulk and give up on your dream because one door has closed. You just never know. You could be that one who is destined to pursue a different path. I did it, and I believe so you can. If you found so much value in this video, please put it in the comments, share, subscribe, and obviously we are on a road to 5K subscribers. So do help us reach that goal by sharing our videos. And also, if there is any pathway or any profession that you want to talk us about, put it in the comments and we will respond by researching and bringing a video to you, because that's what we do on this platform. We do talk about opportunities in the diaspora. We do share the struggles, success stories, and every other desk that we come across, we do share with you. So that's all I had for you in this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.